In that case, let me pull this up. I got to warn the stream.
We have 4.2 million people on right now, and I'm not sure they'll be back tomorrow.
Let's go.
If you're watching the stream, a graphic image is about to happen. So just be aware.
That is true.
If you just ate something that's gooey or hot, maybe some milk, just avert your eyes.
This is no cap. This is no cap. This is turn away.
But it's not illegal, and it was tweeted out by
For the
Sports
older
Center.
people in the crowd, Casey's saying he's not kidding.
That's
not
fair.
lying.
That's too late. It's up. I'm so sorry if you didn't understand. No cap. 6 minutes and show.
So the first image is from Lamar Jackson's Instagram. I know it's a tweet segment, but I stole it from his Instagram. He quoted somebody else's Instagram post, but here's what the quote says. When you've got something good, you don't play with it. You don't take chances losing it. You don't neglect it. When you have something good, you pour into it. You appreciate it because when you take care of something good, that good thing takes care of you too. Talking directly to the Ravens through somebody else's voice. I coupled that with this Sports Center tweet. RG3 taking a lot of crap about saying Lamar is smart for not suiting up and helping the Ravens in the playoffs. People on Twitter all over the place are like, he should just brace it up and get out there. I think Sammy Watkins also said it. I just figured he'd put on a knee brace and get out there. RG3 in the Move of the Year, and I know the year's early, thank you, Casey. Move of the Year posts a photo of his knee giving out and his leg essentially falling off the rest of his leg. I mean, he is working with a leg that looks like it's made out of rubber band in this photo. Yeah. It is insane that this man experienced this in the middle of a football game, and he's wearing the knee brace, by the way. So he's like, this is why you don't just put a brace on it and play. I played with no ACL. I played with no LCL for my brothers, for my team, and it changed the trajectory of my career. Hindsight is 2020. I didn't have the luxury of that. Lamar does. He is doing the right thing. Brent and Casey, where you at on this? Brent, you're the kind of guy who doesn't like people who only do things for money, but you got to at least understand where Lamar's coming from.
No, I actually have no problem. I said this to Maurice Jones-Drew earlier. I don't have a problem with him not playing. I can't feel what that guy's body feels. I think this is a tough sport, and I think there's a big future ahead for him. And so this is like the bowl stuff. At first, when guys skip bowl games, you're like, come on, man. Like, that's your first reaction.
It sucks for fans.
But you really get it. Like, yes. You get it. I mean, this is a lot of money we're talking about. This is like life-changing stuff. And you're in the same situation. I said, hey, you can either go play on Sunday or you can go make like $300 million. Or you can play on Sunday and risk making like $70 million. Yep. What are you going to do? You know, and maybe you pick the $70 million, but I'm not going to criticize a guy for not playing. I will criticize a guy for not being there, though. And now creating drama around the situation, around their playoff game, maybe a distraction from the team. I think Lamar Jackson could have helped Huntley out on the sideline yesterday.
With you. It's not a great
his
look.
Presence there could have helped. And so what this says about who he is as a teammate, maybe, and it might be looked at as a selfish nature to not play in the playoff game. I think the move of not being there felt more selfish. Now, I do this without knowing all the details. Maybe Harbaugh was like, hey, don't worry about coming. Maybe they have Mojo suggested they might have a rule like you don't have to come if you're injured or whatever it might be. I don't know. But I was way more taken aback by the fact that he was not there in Cincinnati than the fact that he wasn't playing.
Yeah, it was a bad look for him. Casey, let me ask you something. All the times you said to me, well, if they think that I'm going to do this, I'm just not going to show up and they're going to learn how much they're going to miss from Casey Kurtz. Like, you have felt that way personally.
Said that a lot.
So then how can you look at a guy like Lamar and go, he should have been at the game?
I don't look at him that way. Listen, I get it, Brent. It's an interesting take, and you got to be there. Okay, that's fine. But the disrespect continues to run.
Lots of disrespect.
And listen, if anyone can relate to Lamar Jackson about his contract situation and the things he's asked to do at work and not compensated for, it's Casey Lamont Kurtz.
Preach. Come on,
okay?
now.
I get it. I understand, Lamar. So don't show up to work. Do what I wish I could do.
Yes.
Go be the man that I inspire to be by not showing up to work when you're undercompensated.
Love it.
And don't be the quarterback of the Ravens next year. Sorry, guys. That impacts you. But spoiler alert. Come on.
I love that Casey is giving Lamar cues.
I also think like there are...
Love you, Lamar.
These situations can be kind of connected with a vast amount of different dollar signs attached to it.
Mm-hmm. Amen,
but
brother.
they'll find somebody to replace him if he goes somewhere else.
But
they might have a better option.
No, they won't. Trust me.
We don't even know if Lamar's the best option for them for the next 5 years. We have no idea. They've got to give it. No, he's earned the contract to be the guy, but we have no idea. He hasn't won a playoff game.
They've never given him any weapons. They built this offense to have him be a running quarterback. They've never even let him be a pocket passer. The dude has a rocket arm, 25 years old. MVP caliber. With them, they're a perennial playoff team, if not Super Bowl contender, with any other talent on the offense. They refuse to do
What's
it.
the difference between him and Kyler Murray that they just gave $46 million a year to?
A whole
the talent,
MVP trophy.
an MVP trophy.
Playoff history. He's been to the playoffs.
He's hasn't won.
Oh, he's 25. Give him a second.
Kyler Murray just got handed $46 million, and the Arizona Cardinals wish they could take it back.
You're right. Insane.
And he's got a ton of talent, and 2 years ago you would have been saying the same thing, Brent, you're out of your mind.
I was, actually.
And so I also think just because you don't hand a blank checkbook to your player doesn't mean you can't debate what is the best way to go. Now, I have no idea how they've handled him, how they're treating him. I got to believe they want him. He's earned it. He should be signed by them. He should be a part of the Ravens. But I also feel like there's some hesitation based off guys like Kyler Murray and others that flashed, but then what else have they done? And now you're talking about more injuries for Lamar Jackson last year and this year. And you're about to sign a check for $350 million for
Guaranteed.
him, and they can't hesitate or think about that twice?
Oh, they can, but they've had a season and a half to think. He's given them deadlines. He's been very clear with his communication. They've passed those deadlines. Lack of respect. Tell him, Casey.
Disrespectful. I can't take it. I can't see Lamar be put through this anymore. You go to the open market and you find other suitors that appreciate your talent.
Like the Jets.
How would he do on the Jets?
He would be phenomenal.
He'd be great.
Can you turn your head and say that?
He'd be amazing.
The Lamar Jackson situation, how do you see it? It's this thing has developed quickly. It's a lot like the Derek Carr thing. It happened so fast.
A lot of noise, though, not so much action.
Well, I guess not. But, I mean, isn't it weird that he wasn't with the team? Yeah. Like, why wouldn't he be with the team in that game last night?
Yeah, I will say that was alarming that he wasn't with the team. But for him not playing, it's not. The
not
PCL
playing.
injury that he has is tough.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Could be, like I've had those. It could be a 2-week injury. Or it could be a 2-month injury. You just don't know how your body's going to heal that certain injury, and your knee doesn't feel right. But to not be with the team, I don't know that. I don't know if they travel. They're injured guys. If that's a rule they have. I know in Jacksonville, my foot was broken in half, and they sent me to Green Bay the next week, right? So it just depends on the organization and how they handle certain things. But it is alarming not to have your guy there, and then hear the guys talk about it in the locker room. Like J.K. Dobbins was like, "Bro, I should have touched the ball way more." And if we had Lamar, we would have won, right?
And J.K. wasn't the only one. Sammy Watkins out there with some comments before the game as well, looking at Lamar like, we need your help here.
Right, but Lamar can't. Again, and RG3 said it best, and I think, there's been a lot of chatter over there that you have to protect yourself too, right? Like, if you're not 100%, you're going into a playoff game, and there possibly can be more damage done, which obviously with his injury could be. You don't go out there. Because you got a longer career that you need to make sure that you're healthy and ready for, and you'll be okay.
And I honestly, I don't criticize. I don't know the man's body, and your body. You told me this way back. Your body is your livelihood in the NFL. Like that came from you. Like I repeat that sometimes, and it came from you in one of our conversations. And I get it. Like I do get that. But I was surprised that he wasn't there because you got a guy that hasn't played a lot. I know he's a veteran, but I just feel like your starting quarterback who knows the offense could probably help you on the sideline as a second coach almost. I would think. And it's not like he has a broken leg and is on a scooter or something like that. I think he can move around a little bit, at least standing up. So I was really surprised not to see Lamar Jackson there. And this thing has turned into an interesting watch now in Baltimore.
Oh, no, a great one. I mean, listen, to me, look, are you going to tag me and there's going to be $45 million? For sure, let's do it, right? Or we're going to get this deal done that needs to be done. I mean, let's just be honest. If Lamar Jackson is there, the Baltimore Ravens probably win the AFC North this year. Mm-hmm. If Lamar Jackson is there, I think this team, because Coach Harbaugh's done a great job, this offense is way more explosive than it was. I thought Hundley did a great job, but he's not Lamar Jackson, and that's okay. This offense is built around him, It's built for him. You drafted for him with all these tight ends and these bigger bodies. I think, this is, if they have him, this might have been the year, if they have him, that they make a run and they possibly end up in the Super Bowl, because the way that defense played, I mean, they held Joe Burrow to under 217 yards 3 times this year they played, right? Not many people can do that. So for me, you got to try to find a way to find a happy medium or whatever it is you got to do to get Lamar back in this building healthy and ready to go.